Hi, welcome, Nevaeh here. I am channeling a very bizarre message. This is not going to resonate for everyone. So use your intuition to discern and don't make it fit. I feel like it's a continuation of the other reading I just did about you are protected. And I get a few symbolisms of military. Somehow military or police force is involved, or a person that's in the force or was in the force or attached to it at one point. There's one. And I get there's a legal matter and you are safe. A legal matter and you are safe. Yeah, I got the Justice card. Okay, so I feel like with the Justice card, what I see is I see a woman correcting a man, and I think it's a female, I think it's a male. I saw a woman correcting a man because he was using a shotgun, or like not a shotgun, a rifle in an inappropriate fashion, and he was pointing it at people and pulling the trigger, joking around inside of a building, and there was no ammunition in it is what I get. So this person, I think, thought that they were having fun, or I kind of get, I get more they didn't know that it was inappropriate to do that. So this woman proceeded to tell him like that it's an unspoken rule. You don't point a weapon at anybody ever, whether it's loaded or not. That's just an unspoken rule, especially if you're in military training or even outside of it. If a gun is loaded, it's only ever pointed at a target, or like a target in a gun range, or in a true military exercise or emergency situation with dummy bullets, then that's okay, or in a real military emergency situation or police situation. And the person just seemed to not realize that they were doing anything inappropriate. So I get, maybe it's metaphorical. It might be the person was immature, or it's about unspoken rules in general that should be followed, and maybe not everybody knows them, is what I get. So this is about truth and fairness, accountability and consequences here. So don't, this just might be a metaphor for something you've experienced in your life. I got the Ace of Wands reversed. Okay, so this gentleman needed to consult a lawyer, I suppose. So in my channeling, I see this female that told him it was inappropriate, brought him to the proper lawyer that I guess was going to represent him, which seems to be a high-level male lawyer who was quite busy. So the gentleman, he had to wait for quite a bit of time. And while he was waiting, and for some reason you were with him, another female senior lawyer came out and pulled you aside, like pulled this woman aside. And it seems to be in like an old castle style building, and the upper floor, and in the room with the female lawyer, in that female lawyer's room, you could look out the window and see a courtyard, is what I see. And she offered that woman a drink of cognac, a very elaborate office, very definitely high end, full of money, very large office. It seemed to be like the best office in the building. And she offered her a drink, and they had a drink in this. And she started just casually talking, and the lawyer seemed to know this woman somehow, but that woman didn't know the lawyer. And the woman said, I have something for you, and went to one of her books, and the book was like a secret book that was actually a box. And she pulled a photo out of it, an old photo. And she said, this is for you. It was given to me for safekeeping. And now I'm returning to you, and you're safe and everything's safe. And when in my vision, that what I see is that in the photo, it was her, the woman that reprimanded the guy for using the gun inappropriately, but when she was younger, and with 3 or 4 other people. And it appeared to be like 2 or 3 photos all together, not just one photo. And she had a long black velvet dress on that went to the floor with roses at the bottom. Very, very specific. So I mentioned I pulled the Ace of Wands reversed. So somebody protected this woman through making sure that this photo was kept secret, I suppose, is what I'm getting. And I'm there was delayed inspiration or lack of motivation or something very fragile that needed guarded. There was an idea that needed to remain private from criticism is what I get. So maybe again, it's metaphorical from keep something private until the right moment is what I get with that Ace of Wands reversed. I got the 4 of Pentacles, and I think what that is, the reason that was done by this person, and it was a male that gave the female lawyer this photo to protect, was out of security and control, and holding a need for control and fear of loss. For some reason, there's a fear of losing something associated with this protection, is what I get. And at the end, I got the Queen of Wands. So what now? I'm thinking, like, what now? Anonymous, you know, why was this person holding? So what now? And it looks like the Queen of Wands came out. So this woman, full of confidence and charisma now, is kind of the vibe that I got in this vision. They felt very independent and kind of ownership of their own nature and not fearing judgment. This woman didn't seem to fear judgment for some reason. And this brings a lot of warm creativity and energy to other people and to projects is what I get. So I know that that's not a reading that's going to be for everyone. That's very specific and specific details. I also got that, you know, it was in a military building, but the lawyer was a civilian lawyer. And I'm just gonna, I have some dice, and I'm just gonna pull numbers out for this. I got 2, 4, 1 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3. So I got 2 3s and 2 2s and 2 4s. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I got 2 2s, 2 3s, 2 4s, and a 1. So there's your significant numbers that go with this. Whoever this is for, know that you're safe, and it looks like things are looking up, and lots of love. If you need a reading, click the link in the bio.